lovelies, it's Anne coming to you live to do this training and share the secrets to landing premium clients who will pay 10, 20, 30K plus without a sales call. I've got a global audience and I love to know, and I'm always, getting new people who are joining this group. So it's awesome to find out where you guys are at and, to see if there are any more people in Melbourne, which is where I am. So I stopped doing sales calls almost 2 years ago. Actually, it was less than 2 years ago, somewhere between 18 months to 2 years ago. And I've learned so much along the way, over the last sort of 18 months to 2 years because, my process has evolved as well. And if you don't love sales calls or if you don't even mind them, but want to free up some time like I did, within my calendar, or, you see it as a bit of a bottleneck for scaling your business, this training is going to be perfect for you. And the more you interact, the more you ask questions, the more you're going to get out of this training, right? Because I'm going to share what I think is important, but if there's something in particular you want to know, ask, because I want to make sure that you walk away with a breakthrough or as much value as you can get out of a free session. What I share is exactly, in these trainings, what I share is exactly what I tell my clients as well, right? I really don't hold back. And, sometimes it is so easy to just sort of watch a free training and not really take full advantage and not actually implement anything and just get on with the rest of your day. And that just makes it a complete waste of your time. So I would really encourage you to implement something that I share, right? The only difference between this training and the conversations that I have with my clients is really the conversation, right? It's a two-way thing. It's the feedback loop and it's the personalized coaching based on their business, based on their situation. And, and that's really the only difference. But often, of course, that's when the transformation happens as well, right? Because it is more personalized. So today I'll be sharing exactly how I've signed up 10K, 20K, 30K clients and more premium clients without getting on sales calls. And I should also say that I actually really enjoyed sales conversations. I really enjoyed the connection. And the only reason I stopped offering the calls is because of the time impact. Because if you know me, if you've been following me for a little while, I have a lot going on in my life. I have an offline business as well. I have kids and elderly parents and all the things. And I run my coaching business in between 2 to 4 hours a day. So that is why I stopped taking sales calls. So let me know in the comments what your situation is. Are you currently having sales calls to enroll clients, but maybe you don't enjoy them? Or are you tired of having a busy schedule and want to free up some time? Or is it something else? Tell me all the things. And whilst you answer that question, let me quickly introduce myself to those of you who are new to my world. My name is Anne Ryan. I'm a business mentor and a money mindset coach, and I help my clients to create and sell high ticket offers that are so good that they practically sell themselves. That is my genius, and that is what I help my clients with the most. I'm going to touch on the importance of your offer, right, in this training as well, because it does play a part. That messaging piece does play a part in your ability to sell without hopping on a call. I also show my clients how to accelerate their authority so they can take prospects from cold to sold fast. And I teach them how to implement a visibility and sales strategy, which is also going to be partly covered in this training. Not so much the visibility piece, but about the sales part. So they can bring in consistent income month after month without needing a large audience, right? I don't have a large audience. I reached my first 100K month with an audience of under 2,000, right? So if you are already making money, right? I work best in my programs with clients who've already got a proven offer. They're making, around that 10K month mark, and they're ready for the 30K, 50K, 100K month mark. It is so easy for me to help them. That is my genius, to really look at their offers, to look at how they can package and position their offers, and also implement, my authority and visibility and sales strategies, so they can reach those sorts of big numbers without hustling, and it's completely possible to do it working less than 4 hours most days. So drop a hashtag support or send me a private message to have a conversation about that. So let me get on with this training now. So let me get on with the training to make sure I'm respectful of your time as well. And I have a hard stop because I have another call after this. As I mentioned, it's because I wanted to manage my working time, right? That's the reason that I stopped taking sales calls. Yeah. Because I could see the calls becoming a bottleneck. I'd already reached about 50K months consistently by this point, and I could see that becoming the bottleneck because I was working with more and more clients, and then, my calendar was getting busier with sales calls as well, right? And I knew that something had to change. And, I considered different strategies, including, hiring a sales closer and all the things, but, ultimately I didn't really want to do that either. So let me start by saying it helps to be good at marketing, as the content does a lot of the selling, right? Our content plays such a big role in attracting the right people and also repelling the wrong people. Yeah. And if you don't get your content right, you could well end up with the wrong people on your programs who end up not getting the results. You could end up with the wrong people in your DMs. And if you are taking sales calls now, you could end up with the wrong people on sales calls, where you could quite honestly waste a lot of time because they're not going to be a good fit for your program, and ultimately it's a waste of everyone's time, right? So our content plays a really, really big part in this. And it also helps to have an offer that gets clients great results, right? Especially when it comes to selling in the DMs, because our client results that we share, social proof, testimonials, all those things, they help, right? That is the best marketing. So when I share things like, my incredible client Fiona, she had a 60K launch within the first 2 months of working with me, or that my amazing client Lisa made $130,000 in her first 3 months, or that Sarah made $180,000 in her first 2 months, or Tamika had her first 75K month, or Leticia had her first 50K month. And I could keep going, right? And mentioning every single client that I've ever worked with. What am I doing here aside from bragging about my clients and how incredible they are and what amazing results they get? I'm positioning myself as an authority, right? I'm positioning myself as an authority. And the client results is proof that I have a method that works, right? And I share statistics like 75%, or 70% to be true, 70% of my clients make their ROI back within the first 30 days. Yeah, within the first 30 days. Now, and then they continue to scale, over the following 11 months, because I tend to work with my clients for 12 months, right? So this is huge, and this is not common in the coaching industry. So of course I'm going to use that in my marketing, and of course I'm going to talk about that a lot, right? Because this is all doing the pre-selling for me. So people, when they come into my DMs, are already sold, right? My mastermind my inner circle, they are designed to get my dream clients the results. Hence, I said at the beginning that you need to be already making money. You need to have a proven offer, right? Because I know I can get those clients incredible fast results, 30K, 50K, 100K months fast, right? Whereas someone who's starting up, they need the help. And don't get me wrong, I know I can help them, but they're not necessarily going to get the same results in the same time frame. Yeah. And so my coaching is not priced at, 10K, 20K, 30K just to make me money, right? If this was just about me making money, then I actually probably wouldn't be in business. This is because I know what's possible for my clients as well, right? And I teach about sales and marketing, and I'm good at it as well. Yeah. But just being good at sales and marketing alone also isn't going to get us very far. Yeah. So, it's important to know these things because I've scaled an offline business to multiple seven figures. I've had a corporate career before that, before I quit and started our offline business, my husband and I. And I help these large corporate organizations with business strategy and scaling to multiple gazillion dollars, right? If that's even a number, it's more than millions. The point being, we have to be good at our craft, yeah? And I'm not here to give anyone imposter syndrome, right? That's not the point of this. Because even when we have the skills, and I've experienced this too, even with all my skills, even with all my experience, with a long resume of social proof, we sometimes question if we are good enough. Yeah. So that's not what this is about. But if we are coaches, we have to be confident in what we do and not just be good at marketing. Yeah. Marketing plays a part. It truly plays a part. It plays a big part, but we also have to be good at what we do. So the question is, are you good at getting your clients great results? And are you sharing the social proof? And if not, why not? What needs to change? Yeah. This is a really, really important question to ask yourself. And let me clarify something, right? Before I continue, let me clarify something. We are not responsible for doing the work for our clients. Yeah. Unless you offer done for you services, of course, that's different, right? But as coaches and consultants, we're not responsible for doing the work. Nor are we responsible for the lack of skills that our clients may have. But we are responsible for creating an offer that will help them to succeed. Yeah. Otherwise, we won't be in business for very long. And that's where the offer comes into place, and also the ideal dream client comes into play, right? I know as coaches, we all can help everybody, but ultimately we know who is the best fit for our programs. Yeah. And we need to speak to that person, and we need to create an incredible offer for that person and work on the messaging and the positioning and packaging and all the things. Yeah. Because wishy-washy and vague, which is a saying that I often have, wishy-washy and vague promises don't sell. Yeah. And they don't sell whether it's in the DMs or whether it's on a call. They just don't sell, period. Yeah. So one of the keys to selling without getting on a sales call is to create an offer that has a very, very clear promise and lead with your client results in your marketing. Yeah. Moving on. Now, let me ask you a question. If you were making a high ticket purchase, right? I don't know what you consider to be high ticket. Everybody's perception of high ticket is different. But Would you want a sales call? Have you ever made a high ticket purchase without a sales call? In this training, I promise to share the behind the scenes, right? This is not just all going to be about strategy. Part of it is strategy, part of it is energetics, part of it is mindset, right? Because here's the thing, we tend to attract people like ourselves. Yeah. Our outside world is a mirror of what's happening on inside of us. Yeah. So if you require a sales call, then it's really likely that your prospects will require one too. Now, I've been successfully selling, like I said, without sales calls for, it's been less than 2 years, but more than 18 months, somewhere in that sort of period. But it's no coincidence, right, that I stopped offering sales calls after I made a $50,000 investment without getting on a sales call. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It was scary. It was incredibly uncomfortable for me. But I did that, right? It took a lot of trust, but the shift that I felt from doing that was the first step for me. Yeah. I'm not saying you all have to go and, uh, you know, purchase something for $50,000 without a sales call, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just sharing that as an example. See, I knew my current sales process wasn't going to be sustainable for me in the long run. And I started looking at alternative solutions. I considered hiring a sales closer, like I mentioned before, but instead I started testing not offering a call and selling in the DMs. And how I sell in the DMs is not how I see others doing it. Yeah. For some people, selling in the DMs is essentially having the whole sales conversation from start to finish in the inbox without having to hop on a sales call. Yeah. And that's not what I do. But who'd love to be able to do that? Tell me. Tell me if you're selling in the DMs now and whether it's actually working for you. The reason I ask is what this does, it actually transfers the time. And in the early stages, I did this myself, right? So full transparency, I have done this myself as I was figuring out the best way to sell without getting on a call. So, but what this does is it just transfers the time taken from a Zoom call into the Messenger chat. Yeah. And it can save some time. So it can work to an extent, but it doesn't necessarily free up a lot of time. And in fact, it may drag out the sales process for days because you're just going backwards and forwards and with time zones and blah, blah, blahs. You know, it can take time. So instead of doing that, once I'd tested that, what I did is I created kind of a hybrid, yeah, where I started the conversation in Messenger, then I'd send a pre-recorded video to watch that specifically outlined how I work, and then asked if my solution was what they were looking for. That's it. Right? I went from this kind of, obviously, face-to-face Zoom calls to then selling in the DMs where I was sort of going backwards and forwards, asking the questions, yeah, to then kind of going, here's a video. Tell me if you think this is going to help you. Yeah. And by the way, just to clarify, when I talk about selling in the in Messenger or in the DMs, this isn't cold outreach. I don't do any cold outreach. I don't use any automation. I don't use appointment setters. I don't use any of that, right? The method that I follow is just simply having, when people ask me about something that they've seen in on a Facebook Live or in a post that I've written, or just generally they've been kind of maybe stalking me and wanting to find out about working with me, then that's when, I send this video and ask them, do you think this is what you're looking for? It's that simple, right? But my video clearly, again, shares exactly who it's for, exactly who it's not for, what my genius is, what I do, how I help, my client results. It's all wrapped up with a bow in a video. I think it's about 15 minutes long. And, so I will say to them, I'm going to send you this video. Could you watch this now and come back and let me know if you feel this is what you're looking for. And the interesting thing is, people watch it straight away, and in 15 minutes, they give me an answer. They may come back to me with 1 or 2 questions, or they may say, I'm not quite there yet, so they self-qualify, or, they'll ask me for the link. It is that simple. One of the biggest lessons I learned from a strategy perspective is it's really important to make sure that you're making your value really clear immediately, right? And I do that in the video as well. And, if by chance, so my video is mainly for my mastermind and inner circle, but if by chance I occasionally, sell like a 1 month intensive or something else that I might be doing, then I might just write a short paragraph that's really, really results focused and driven, that clearly demonstrates the value, and I'll send that in the DMs as well. Because this is really important, because, because you're chatting over Messenger and not, on Zoom, and where you can actually see each other and you can feel each other's energy and the body language and the verbal cues and all those sorts of things, you need to be really specific and clear from the get-go, from the start, right? So when I'm having a conversation with you over chat, I want to instantly understand what I'm getting, the value, the return on investment, and why I should buy right away. Why now? Yeah. So what I do to share this is I drop a short video outlining exactly what it looks like for me to coach you. And like I said, it includes all those sorts of aspects. And I then ask them if they feel like it's a good fit. So my question is, do you have a clear, that's my sales process, right? Do you have a clear sales process that you follow in your DM conversations? If you want to truly change what it is you're doing, and if there's anything that I've shared so far that you're kind of going, I wonder what she means, or how do you do that, or whatever, this is your chance, ladies. Whether you're watching me live or catching the replay, drop your comments and I will circle back. If I miss anything now, I will come back and answer all your questions. Personally, I do that, right? So strategy aside, it's really essential to get our mindset in check, right? For enrolling high ticket clients. This isn't like, I'm not talking about some $111 offer here. I'm talking 10K, 20K, 30K offers that I have sold in the DMs without a call. So when it comes to your mindset, if you believe a sales call is necessary for someone to invest in a high ticket price, then you are absolutely right. Whatever we believe, we are right. Yeah. The biggest shift I had to make was to shift my belief around this as well, as I also truly believed that a sales call was essential in order to enroll high ticket clients. And That's just not true. It's not true for me anymore, right? And what I've learned is you can't have a belief without also having an opposite belief. Yeah. There are plenty of coaches out there who will insist that a call is essential to enroll a high ticket client. And for them, that is their truth. Yeah. So I'm not telling you that they're lying. That's their truth, right? And quite honestly, I was one of those people too, until I shifted that belief, right? From an energetic perspective, I make sure that I don't get caught up in an endless kind of follow-up loop too, right? Again, there are plenty of business coaches out there who will insist that follow-up is essential. And again, they are right. There's a lot of evidence that shows follow-up increases sales conversion rates. So please don't walk away from this training thinking, I'm not following up, I'm not doing sales calls, I'm just going to drop the link like it's hot in the DMs and just walk away and everything's going to be fine. If you believe it will be, there's a very high likelihood that it will be, yeah. But if you don't, it won't, yeah. Again, I was one of those coaches who believed that follow-up was necessary too, yeah, until I changed my approach. And quite honestly, I just changed my standards. I decided I did not want to be the person who chased a prospect, right? I'm past that stage. I've done it, and I have no shame that I did it. That was just a different stage in my business. I only attract the most incredible women into my world, right? And I'm a magnet to them. Attraction and magnetizing does not equal chasing, right? And that, gorgeous ladies, is what staying detached from the outcome looks like as well, right? But all of this only works when you have all the pieces working together, yeah? Or that's when it works most optimally, let's say, yeah? When your content, your messaging, your positioning, your video, your confidence, your client results, and all the things, and your mindset and your energetics and your belief system, and all of it is aligned, right? That's when it's like magic. Yeah. It's not to say until you get there it won't work, but you're going to wobble. And wobbles are normal, right? But we need to keep kind of realigning, and that's the work. And doing the inner work, the trust, and to hold that belief and hold the energetic space for the women who are meant to be in your world to come into your world. Ladies, the transformation I have personally experienced while enrolling clients without sales calls has been huge. In the last 18 months to 2 years, it's been incredible. Like, I am a different person. I used to be so much in my masculine, yeah. And now I'm really tapping into my feminine but in a very balanced way. And that is so, so important. The biggest issue that I see is the extremes, right? Either too much masculine, too much bro marketing, too much hustling, too much pushing, too much kind of cold DMs and all the things, yeah, too much chasing, or the complete opposite, and too laid back and too much in the feminine, and too much of the inner work and the trust and the belief, and so laid back. That doesn't work either, right? We have to also lean in, and I've talked about this in other trainings, and and then lean out to receive. The balance is so important. If you follow the successful feminine energy coaches who say all you have to do is lean back and receive, right? Watch them. Watch them. See what they do. See how much they post, right? Because actions speak louder than words, right? They are often really good at marketing, and they may have a team that supports them, lying in the bath and making money, or making money while you sleep, and all of those sorts of things have been so misinterpreted and misunderstood by so many people, right? I'm not saying that anyone is lying, by the way, right? But there's a misunderstanding in the marketplace, because personally, I've made money while on a plane. I've made money while I've been sleeping. Yeah. But the truth is, I've also taken action consistently, for months before the money arrived, while I was flying on the plane or sleeping at night. Yeah. So use your discernment. So my question, gorgeous ones, is what if sales could feel as simple as a conversation in your inbox? Yeah. What if you didn't have to deal with being really stressed out to hop on a sales call, or clearing your schedule, or getting another no-show, or the call doesn't go well because they're actually not an ideal client and they don't even qualify, but they somehow manage to get into your calendar, and here you are an hour later on a Zoom call thinking that was a waste of my time. Yeah. By the way, I should also say, not all my clients don't take some of my clients still do sales calls, right? And that's okay too. This is not a Anne is against sales calls, everyone should stop doing sales calls training. That's not what it is. This is an alternative way of selling if you are time poor, if you get stressed out with sales calls, if you don't enjoy sales calls, if you just want to experiment with this, then this training, has a lot of tips, strategies, tactics that you can implement straight away. Yeah. What if you could just have sales conversations with a bunch of people at the same time, and it could feel really, really good? Because that's what's possible, right? You can actually have multiple DM conversations at the same time. All this is entirely possible. It's a combination of strategy, mindset, and energetics that's required. Yeah. So if you would like to make those 30K, 50K, and 100K months with my support, yeah, and you want to do it in the simplest and most sustainable way, then drop a hashtag support or slide straight into my DMs. I've shared my process with you. I may just well send you a video and go, let me know if you think this is going to help you. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Now, let me just quickly see if you have any questions that I can answer. It doesn't look like it, but as you what happened to your power? I have no idea. My daughter's at home, and I think she's done something out there, but it literally happened moments before I went live, and then it came back on again. So, but also we live on 25 acres in the middle of nowhere, and we get power outages from time to time, but then it comes back. Um, I have my first paying client just within the last month, and he paid for, oh, what did you say? He paid for, oh, I can't read the rest of that. But it sounds like that's good news. I'm so happy for you. That is so, so awesome. Let me know, gorgeous ladies, if you have any questions at all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you again very, very soon. Bye.